Hi, welcome to Muzzle First. What we have on the table in front of us today is my CZ-52. I've had this for quite some time, and it's really a fun gun to shoot. And I thought we would go over how to field strip, basically for a cleaning, what you would need to do to field strip it and reassemble it. It's actually not that hard to field strip. It does take a little bit of force, so I'm going to try to do that without knocking the camera around. We'll see if I can or not. But it does take a little force, but it's really not that hard. All right. So first off, I wanted to show you a couple things about my particular CZ-52. So right here you have a crossed swords and a number 54. All right. So the two crossed swords is the Czechoslovakian Army acceptance mark, and the 54 next to it, that is the year that it was made. All right. And let's see here. If you look on the other side, on the left side of the frame, right there, you got a RID. That RID indicates that it was manufactured for the military. So we know it was made in 1954 for the military. And the last little bit of information here on the frame, right here, it's VOZ. The V's covered up by the grip here, the Bakelite grip, but that's a VOZ. And you can just faintly make that out. Let's see if I can get the show up here. That's an 85 and a 91. That means that this firearm was refurbished in 85 and again in 91. So it's been around. It's been around the block a few times. I don't really know the true history of it. I know that it was imported. You can see the importer's mark right there. All right, so it came from the Czech Republic, and I believe that's Tennessee Gunworks in Knoxville, Tennessee, that imported this. Somebody bought it. They may have sold it, they may have held on to it, but I bought it from a gun store. So eventually, I guess the person either passed away and her family sold it, or they sold it, whatever. Anyway, I ended up with it, and I like it, so I'm going to hang on to it. But so let's get down to business here. The first thing we want to do, let's do a safety check real quick, and we'll just make sure that it is empty. Magazines on these are not a drop-free mag. They're an 8-round mag, but all right. So we can see it is clear. There's nothing in it. All right. So it's really actually not that hard to disassemble these. All you really have to do is pull these levers down. There's one on each side. You're going to pull these down. We're going to slide the frame forward just a little bit and then pull it straight up. All right, so let's decock it first. There is a safety over here, so let's decock it. It's generally not a good idea to let the hammer drop on these. I do have 2 barrels for this, and I'll go into that in a minute here. When we take the barrel out, I'll tell you why I have 2. My other barrel, I actually replaced the rollers in it, so, and also did replace the firing pin in here. So it's probably safe to dry fire it, but I still don't do it. It's just not a good practice. So all right, let's see if we can do this here. All right, so all we really need to do, pull these up, slide the frame forward, pull it apart. All right, so we can set the frame aside here. You can get a good look down inside there if you want. It is kind of greasy. It just come out of my safe. I haven't shot it for a couple months actually. All right, so let's go ahead and put this off to the side here. What we have in front of us here is the ammo that this fires, and you can get a good look at that there. This is new manufactured from Cellular and Bellet, which is really cool because you can buy new ammo for these. You don't have to buy military surplus, but if you want military surplus, you can buy that also. So I have a very little bit left, and I'm probably not going to shoot this. I believe this is Bulgarian. It's pretty good stuff. The military surplus ammo is a lot hotter than this stuff. All right, they generally make new ammo down to the lowest common denominator. All right, so let's go ahead and move all this off the side here. All right, so we look at the frame. You've got the recoil spring. The barrel itself acts as the guide rod, and all we really have to do is slide this forward and bring it up. If you go by the instructions in the manual tells you to use your magazine, to use that lip, and hook it in here, and slide it forward and do it with that. You can do that. That actually does work. I prefer to use a little brass punch. Sorry, my brass punch is a little bent, but it still works. There's a little hole right here. I'm not positive what they made that hole for, but it works perfect for disassembling the firearm, or for removing the barrel and the recoil spring. All we're going to do is slide it forward, then I'm going to tilt it and bring it out. All right? Just like that. When we bring it out, I'll show you what you're looking for. All right? All right, so if you look here on the slide, there's a little cutout right there. You see that? And that's on both sides of the slide. All we got to do is line this up with the cutout. Those little flanges, and it'll come right out. All right? That's simple. All right, so here's what I wanted to show you about the barrel. All right, so you'll notice the barrel has no markings on the side, and that's what the muzzle looks like. I'm pointing right at the camera there. All right, let's put a cloth down here so you can see through it. All right, so that's what it looks like. All right, pretty nice on the inside. This actually is a replacement barrel. So this is the original barrel, the one on the left. Can you see that? Can you see the difference in those? This one is thicker walled than this one. As far as dimensions, they're identical. You can also see this one right here has a serial number on it that matches my gun. This one was in it because the last time I was shooting it with 9mm. So I had the opportunity to buy a 9mm barrel for these. They are no longer made. And I got it at a very reasonable price. It took a little bit of gunsmithing to fit it to my gun, but it works fine. Cycles great, and the same magazines that feed the 7.62x25, they feed 9mm also. So they work fine. So if you happen to have one and you find one of these barrels, grab it. They're not made anymore. There are no more of them. This is it. Whatever's out there is out there. All right. Reassembly. Reassembly is pretty simple. Like I said, it just requires a little bit of force maybe. I'm going to do it just the opposite of what we did before. All right. Let's see if I can do this on the first try. There we go. There we go. Slid right in. Reassemble is very simple. There are see those little notches right here? There's little notches inside the frame. All right. Just the opposite. We're going to pull these down, snap it on. Do you hear it snap? There it went. And we're fine. That's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to send me an email. My email address is muzzlefirst@gmail.com. You can also leave a comment below. Like the video, share, subscribe. I'd appreciate it a lot. You can also visit my website at www.muzzlefirst.com. Thank you. You have a good day.